Bosses in Silksong are a total peak, and everyone should agree with that. Their design, their flow, and the music is just amazing. But what if you just try to not kill a single one of them and still beat the game? Is it even possible? And that is exactly what we're going to do today, because Silksong's hype is going crazy. We start as usual, we get up and just try to get out of the Moss Grotto, and right before the exit, there's an area really similar to the areas where we fight bosses. So what now? Do we go in there and fight with Moss Mother, or we try to skip her? Well, unfortunately, we gotta choose the first option since there's no way to skip this boss fight. Like, there's literally nothing. So beating Hollow Knight Silksong with no bosses is not possible. But we still can find out how few bosses we need to defeat to beat the game. So again, unfortunately we have to kill Moss Mother, and from there,
this is where the fun begins.
We can route two different paths. Normal one for the Marrow and Deep Docks, what will mean fighting with Bell Beast, Lace, and Fourth Chorus. Or we can go instantly for the Worm Race without any ability. And now we're probably thinking that Worm Race route is certainly better since you get to fight with two bosses, Last Judge and Widow. But actually, it is not, because we won't be having most of the abilities needed to beat the game, so we would need to come back. Give me a while and I'll tell you why the normal route is better. So we play as usual. We explore the Marrow until we get Silk Spear, and then we need to fight with Bellbeast. He can be skipped, but he'll come in handy later. We don't want to be soft lock, right? We read Bellbeast, what makes our counter higher by 1. Then as normal, we go to unlock an ability to dash, and now we can normally go to beat Widow and the Last Judge. But what if I told you that we can skip Last Judge and Phantom fight and still enter the Citadel? Yes, it is possible, but there are 3 major things we need to get first in order to make the skip possible: Drifter's Cloak, Sharp Dart, and Reaper Crest. So if we want to get the gliding ability, we need to go to Farfields. The entrance is blocked by Lace though. Does it mean it's another boss fight we gotta face? Actually, no. If we now go back to the Worm Ways, for which we of course need a simple key, now since we've got dash ability, we can route the area perfectly, so we'll be able to reach Shellwood. In Shellwood, there's wall jumping ability which we also need. And yes, Sister Splinter also can be skipped just by luring this enemy right there, just so we can make a quick pogo, and there we are. We don't have to fight with Sister Splinter while we still get to unlock the Cling Grip. With this ability, we can go to the Blasted Stairs where we meet Lace for the very first time. And what does it mean? It means that the fight with Lace in Deep Docks is gone forever. If we go back there, we'll see that the arena is empty and the boss fight is not triggered. So there we are, entrance to the Farfields without fighting White Lady. In this area, in order to unlock the Drifter's Cloak, there's a certain wish we have to do. To complete it, we gotta farm Spinecross, and while we'll be having enough of them, she'll give us a Drifter's Cloak. And everything's fine. We can go now to unlock the rest of the things, but no. The Fourth Chorus stays on our way, and without fighting him, we can't enter Greymoor nor Deep Docks. We just have to beat him. But wait, what if we farm enough of the silk, sprint jump to the left, glide a little bit, heal, glide again, and then dash? Well, I didn't really make it, but we respawn on the other side, so it's fine. And that is pretty much the way to skip the Fourth Chorus. We just got 2 things left: Sharp Dart and Reaper Crest. And since the Sharp Dart is hidden behind these kinds of doors, we need Needle In. And as you might know, we can get Needle In only if we beat Widow. So that's what we are going to do. We go for the Shellwood to avoid fighting with Moorwing, and there we are, Widow. Because of that, we can do this quick escape to be able to get Sharp Dart. And with that, we're missing only Reaper Crest, which doesn't require any boss to be beaten. So we've got all of the unlock checked off, but what about it? How can we skip those bosses with these things? Well, we actually still can't. We needed those 3 things to make another ability possible to unlock, and that is double jumping. But since the Fade Down Cloak is in Mount Fae, which is only accessible from the slab, we can go into this place in Deep Docks and let ourselves get captured. Ignore this death, please. And the usual slap sequence. We get the keys, we get our toys back, and then we can start with our plan. We enter Mount Fae, and the first problem comes. We need Clawline to even enter the area. But wait. What about the other 3 unlocks we need to get firstly? It turns out that with those things we can go through the whole Mount Fae and unlock double jump without Clawline. And yeah, this whole stage was the hardest part of the entire run since it took me almost 3 hours. And the worst things that totally broke me were this room and this cocoon skip. I wanted to kill myself during this. Anyway, if you wanna see the whole Mount Fae Clawline list, you should check out Kofai's video because it's a lot of work put in there. And now with the double jump unlocked, we can finally skip the Last Judge and Phantom. So if we go to the Wisp Thicket and use double jump, we can actually enter the Citadel through the Underworks for the Wisp Thicket. We also could theoretically enter Wisp Thicket without double jump, because if we use Beast Crest to get better height, we won't be able to enter the area though, because the entrance is blocked by an invisible barrier. Barrier gets removed only if we unlock double jump, so that's why we did that. And now for the Wisp Thicket, we don't have to fight any boss, the same goes with Underworks. And just like that, we're in Cholo Chambers without fighting Phantom or Last Judge. Unfortunately, there's no way to skip Clockwork Dancers because we need that specific room to get to the final area. That gives us 4 bosses in total. To finish the game, we need to learn 3 more melodies, so that's a basic playthrough. The only problem is that to learn 1 melody, we need to beat 1 more boss. And there's no way to get the Sacred Cylinder without fighting with Spinjitzu Master. At least if you want to do this glitchless. If you don't care about glitchless, you can check Ibsen's Adventures video where he discovered that if you die in a perfect frame while using Silk Spew and then cast it right there, you could skip an entire boss fight. But since it's a glitch, I'm not going to use it. So beating Trobia gives us 5 bosses in total. The rest is pretty easy, cause after the Trobia boss fight we go unlock Clawline. Oh boy, I miss you during Mount Fae. Then we go back to the Clockwork Core where we learn Architect's Melody, and High Halls won't be a problem either because there's no boss fights. Just this gauntlet that still sometimes kicks my ass. But anyway, we've got all of the melodies so we can push the story further, and right after we use Elevator, we have to fight with Lace. And she also can't be skipped. Even though we can enter Cradle way earlier just by using Ventrica Station, we can't explore the whole area since the exit is blocked from the other side. Really unfortunate. We can't do nothing more than just beating Lace, what gives us 6 bosses in total. And because every ending requires beating a boss to get it, we have to beat Grandmother Silk. So it turns out if we want to beat the game, we have to beat at least 7 bosses. I'm sure this amount can be lower because Silksong community is crazy. But it was a very fun video to make, so I wanted to try it myself.